have here? You'd best strap yourselves in, ladies and gentlemen, because we've got ourselves quite the long ride ahead of us. Make your fortune in New Flan! The City Council of New Flan is seeking heroes to free the city from the evil hordes. Riches, fame, glory! The council seeks heroes of all kinds to battle for fame and fortune. Legends will be written about these adventurers. See the New Flan City Council for more information. So what is this? It's Pool of Radiance, an official Advanced Dungeons & Dragons video game. But what does that mean? Well, this is a game in a series of games published by Strategic Simulations Incorporated, aka SSI. They are referred to as the Gold Box games, and they are a series of Dungeons & Dragons inspired, themed, or just straight up Dungeons & Dragons games based on the 2nd edition Dungeons & Dragons rule set. They are essentially turn-based strategy RPGs. These are, in fact, the precursors to some of the most well-known isometric strategy RPGs, such as Baldur's Gate, Planescape Torment, and even Pillars of Eternity. All those games were built off of the groundwork that these games started with. As with most Dungeons & Dragons games, these are the kind where you make your own party, and then you depart for an adventure. Take a look at these stats. Now this is a stat screen. Look at that. 14 HP, 0 AC. He's a fighter. Level 1. He's got Thaco. Oh, Thaco. Oh boy. Are you guys ready for Thaco? Because we got to worry about Thaco in this game. It's funny looking at a stat screen like this and thinking, so Final Fantasy Mystic Quest, they thought would be too complicated, so they dumbed it down for the Western audience, when the Western audience already had games like this? I mean, look, does this look uncomplicated to you? Looks pretty, I don't know, Thaco was pretty uncomplicated, right? You know what Thaco is, right? You know how it works? Everyone does. It's so simple. To hit armor class 0. As you can see, they've already got some pre-made characters for us. I'm not going to use them, but they're not bad. You could use them if you wanted, but I'm not gonna. I'm gonna make my own party. I like these old make your own party games, so these guys are gonna have to go bye-bye. I'll show off the actual character creation. Here we have our list of classes. We've got fighters, magic users, thieves, fighter magic users, magic user clerics, fighter magic user thief, fighter cleric, and magic user thief. Now, each and individual class has their own level caps, and they're all different. And it's important to keep that in mind, because these games, the way these games were structured, was they were intended for you to finish this game, and you would export your characters to the next game, and you would import them from a save file on PC, or at least was intended on the NES, a password, and then you would continue on more adventures with the same characters, which was a really cool idea, especially at the time. Now, this is the NES version, and the NES version doesn't have that. Not because the system's not in place, but because none of the sequels to this game were ever made on the NES. So you can't actually export any characters at the end. This was important because multi-classing, see we have our fighter magic user cleric, fighter magic user thief, so on and so forth. Whenever you get experience in these games, it's split amongst every class that you have. It's split evenly. So a fighter magic user is only getting 50% of his experience put to fighter and 50% put to magic user. Whereas a fighter magic user thief is only getting 1/3 of his experience to each class. But in this particular game, sorry, I lost my train of thought. Okay, we'll worry about that later. But let's just take a look at making a character. So you make a character, you can now select their alignment. This isn't actually very important. There are a few pieces of equipment in the game, I think, that are basically locked out to anyone who isn't the correct alignment, but I don't think they're all that important, and I don't think there's anything else that it actually affects. So you could just go, oh, I'm going to make a lawful evil female human, and then in there are the stats. She's got 3 HP and 10 AC. Now, AC stands for armor class, and it's basically how hard are they to hit. The bigger that number, the worse it is. 10, really bad. Especially for a thief. As you would assume, a thief tends to have low HP, hence the 3, but having low armor class having a really high armor class means she's easy to hit. So we would go, no, this ability score is not okay, and would re-roll. And then you would have to sit here and just kind of like, no, I don't like that. 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 And you just keep doing this until eventually you'd find one you like. Which, of course, these aren't. I don't actually like any of these, but we'll say, okay, this one's really good. It's not, but we'll say it is. And you'd go, yeah, and then you get to name your character. Oh, she's 21Y. That's her name, 21Y plus. There you go. And you go, I'll put 21Y plus, and then there you go. And then you do this 5 times, because you can have up to 5 characters in this game. And then you'd form up your party, and then you would go. But I am going to make my party off screen, so you guys don't have to sit by and watch. So if you'll just hold on for just 1 second. Just 1 second. Okay. Now we have my characters all set up. Just double check, make sure I actually, yeah, okay. Oops. No. Go back to 0. Game speed needs to be set to be as fast as possible. There's no point to have it slow. Quick also needs to be on. Quick affects a couple of things. It's not really important, but it just makes the game faster. So we go characters, view. We've got Fomrath, Bombwrath, Pelton, Freena, and Frank +1. So let's go over these characters, shall we? Fomrath and Bombwrath are 2 elf male fighter magic user thieves. Now the reason I've made them fighter magic user thieves instead of, say, straight up fighters is because I don't like hitting a level cap. It feels like a wasted experience when a character hits a level cap and then he cannot level up. He can't get any stronger. Granted, the only stat that goes up when you level up is your health, but having a high health pool is very useful in these games. These games have small health pools, so every single point of health that you get is important. So having Fomrath and Bombwrath, who are basically going to be our frontliners, they're going to be in the thick of the fighting. Having them triple classed means they're going to get a lot of levels. Granted, it will take a long time, but eventually they will be really strong. Now, Fomrath and Bombwrath are elves, which makes them a little more fragile than most people. So their constitution's lower than I would like, but I can't really get it much higher. I've tried, and you can't really get it much higher. Now, Fomrath has low strength, but that's not going to affect him too much, hopefully. Now, Pelton is a half-elf male, chaotic good fighter cleric. Now, he's got some pretty good stats. He's got 18 strength and 18 wisdom. Wisdom being the important stat for clerics, of course. You do know that. You do know how stats work in Dungeons & Dragons, right? Of course you do. It's just so simple. It's so simple. I mean, they had to dumb down Mystic Quest. It was just so simple. His constitution's not that great. His dexterity is middling. I could go with more, but, you know, I ain't got all day. You got all day? I ain't got all day. She's got 8 HP, 9 armor class. And then I have Frina, a human female cleric. I wanted to have one pure cleric because it's really helpful to have a cleric level up as soon as possible. I don't like wasting experience on a single class, but it's outweighed by the fact that I really use that high level cleric early on. And look at these stats. 18 strength, 18 wisdom, 18 constitution. You can get better. It would be nice if she had more dexterity for a better armor class, but this is a pretty good set of stats we've got right here. I believe there's also a one quest that requires either a cleric or a female. I couldn't remember which, so I just did both. So she's a female cleric, so whichever one it was that was in this game, I have got myself covered. And then, of course, we have Frank +1. Now, Frank +1 is also a fighter magic user thief, but unlike Fromrath and Bombrath, he's not meant to be a frontliner. He is actually going to be my dedicated magic caster. The other two can cast, but he's basically going to be standing in the back spamming spells. Hence, he has 18 wisdom instead of high strength. I don't care about the strength, hence why it's 15. It's not bad, but it was whatever. But he also has 17 dexterity and 17 constitution. That's actually pretty good for what is essentially going to be a backline caster. So that is going to be our party. So now, we go to order, and we select the order the characters are going to be standing in. We will go with Bombrath in front. Freena's going to be up there too. And then Pelton. And then Frank +1 as our pure wizard. And with them, we can now begin adventure. Sorry that took so long. Creating characters in these kind of things is very complicated and take a while. You arrive at the city of Flan by boat. A man approaches. Welcome, I'm Rolf. I'll be your guide around Flan. Please follow me. This is the Shrine of Tyr. We have 3 shrines in the city. One for Tyr, one for Soon, and one for Tempest. Braccio is in the Shrine of Tyr. If you look over here, there's the dock. It's too dangerous to send out ships right now. We want to do something about it. This is the training hall. You can train here or fight duels. You can also hire adventurers. This is the city hall. The city council clerk will give you commissions. This is the Shrine of Tempest on your right. On your left is the city park. This is the other side of the gate is Old Flan. The entire area is infested with monsters. That's the whole tour. Goodbye, you're on your own now. And we really are on our own. This is the entrance to the slums. The guards are watching you. So, yeah, you probably noticed right away, it's gonna be kind of hard to figure out your way around in this first-person view. Now, luckily, we can go area and it switches to this map view, which is pretty handy. So, what are we going to do first? Well, let's go into City Hall. What's the City Hall all about? She gives commissions, right? I want a commission. You enter the City Hall. The corridors run south and the door beyond is watched by guards. You open the east door and find the city council clerk. Guards are watching the south door. Well, I don't like the sound of guards guarding the door, so I'll just head east and... The clerk, let me check whether we owe you a reward. You have done nothing special. Well, I'm sorry. We just got here. Now I'll give you your commission. The slums need to be clear of monsters. Drive away the monsters of so-called keep. Find any history books about Flan in the old times. I have given all the missions that I may. So, those are basically our quests, the jobs we are been hired to do. And we will do them, but first, because we created all our characters from scratch, all of our characters are naked. That's not a good state of affairs. We need to find an item shop, and we need to find one quick. Luckily, I happen to know where it is. This is an arms and armor shop. Can I help you? What is your answer? Oh boy, yeah, can you help? Okay, first we need to buy. We only have 491 gold, so we gotta be careful not to buy too much stuff. Falmreth. Okay, let's see what do we got. We got Battle Axe, ring. Now, I could buy plate mail, but that'd be all I can buy. So it's not a good idea. Actually, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna buy shield, 2 shield. And then can Frina? Yeah, Frina can use 1, Pelton can use 1. Technically, Frank can use 1 too, so why not? 5 shields. Everyone is either a cleric or has spec'd into fighter, so technically everyone can use whatever piece of armor I want. Oops, I didn't want to buy a battle axe. Oh well, I guess somebody's using a battle axe then. Actually, what I want are long swords. So I want 1 longsword for you, 1 longsword for you. Oh, Falmreth cannot carry anymore. Who wants to buy items? Balmrath. So 2 long swords. And then Frina. A flail for Frina, because she's a cleric. And then Pelton. Yeah, he'll carry a long sword as well, but he'll probably be using a bow. I want him to use a bow, because having a bow is actually really useful. So we'll give him a long bow as well. And then Frank is going to use, well, since normally I'd have a magic caster in the back and he'd use something like a dart, but since he's a fighter too, we can also give him a longbow. Very nice, and he has high dexterity, so he'll actually be real useful with it. So now, we need armor. Everyone's got shield, everyone's got weapons, we need armor. So what are we gonna do? Well, see, this is one of the big problems with the game. I can't really tell what any of these do. I got no stats, there's no way to actually look. So I just gotta kind of go by the cost. Obviously, plate mail would be the most protective, but I do believe the weight of your armor actually affects your movement, so you gotta be careful. So for now, let's just go with ring mail for Frank, and then ring mail for Pelton, and then we'll get 3 ring mails. Oops. And then we will get, how much do we have? 130. So we'll get 2 scale mails. Oh no, I'll get a scale mail and a banded mail. There we go. So that's everything. That's all my money. That's it. That's all I got. Oh boy. Now I gotta figure out everybody's gear. Obviously, I want to give him a shield and a long sword. And then I want to give the rest. So, how do you move items? Well, you go to party, I think, view, Falmreth? No, this isn't the correct one. In camp, use item, trade. Falmreth, we'll give this longsword to Balmrath, and we'll oops, it is equipped. Do you want to trade it? No, I want to give these shields to everybody. Give a shield to Balmrath, a shield to Frina. Did I buy too many shields? I think I bought too many shields. Oh well. That's fine. It's not a big deal. Oh, Balmrath can't carry anymore because he's also... Oh, that's right. Balmrath's also over encumbered with armor, so we'll give him one of these. 1 to her. He'll keep 1. Fail goes to Frina. The longbow will go to Pelton. The longbow will go to Frank. He's got 2 longswords. Alright, Frank +1 could probably use it. So he's got his ring mail and his longsword. So Falmreth will that, and Pelton can take that, and then shield goes to Balmrath. Right? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I'll start equipping things so I can get. Oops, don't want to equip that battle axe. I don't actually want it. Battle axe is dumb. So he's got his ring mail, his shield, his long sword. Good, good, good. Fina has her flail, her ring mail, and her shield. Did she want the ring mail? So let's see what this does. So this takes her AC from 9 to 6. That's pretty good. This gives her from 3. Whew, this gives her 5. Now she's got pretty high, so we best give her the best armor we have. And then let's see. trade the rest of that armor down to Pelton and Frank, right? Let's see, Farmrath has Ringmail, Longsword. He's got Ringmail, Shield, Longsword. Frina has Flail, Ringmail, Shield. So Pelton has Banded, Longsword. He's actually going to use the bow. I'll have to give him the bow. He can't use the shield with the bow, but he can use it when he's using the longsword. If someone gets close, it'd probably be better for him to switch to the longsword. But he will be using the bow as it is. So there we go. Everybody's all equipped. Armor class ain't great, but it'll have to do. I actually want to get her something else. Unfortunately, I don't have any money, because I bought some crap I didn't want. I can sell it back, but you really don't get much money for these crappy items. 2 GP. That's not going to get me nothing. And then Frina has the... No. Bomber has it? No. Didn't I buy something I didn't want? Something else? Oh, no, that's right. It didn't go through because his inventory was full. Well, now that we're fully outfitted and kitted, we can actually put our little party to the test as we head out to the slums. The very first quest, of course, that they recommend that you do, you can hear an alarm in the distance, is clear out the slums. And how do you do that? Well, fighting random monsters isn't going to get you what you want. There are actually a bunch of scripted monster battles that you have to go through. You are surprised by some orcs. Uh-oh. Only 2 orcs. Let's hope this doesn't go badly. Attacks Bomrath and misses. Ooh, 6 points of damage. Now, obviously, you can see this isn't going well already. Bomrath attacks and misses. That's going to happen a lot. Now, Frank +1 is our... Oh, that's right. You can't actually cast magic user spells when you're loaded down with armor. That's going to be a problem. Well, not a huge problem, because obviously Frank +1 is going to be in the back, so it's not too much of a big deal. Now, as you've probably noticed, these bows and arrows are actually pretty useful. Yeah, especially early on. It's very difficult to hit enemies, especially with... missed. Especially with melee weapons. All your values are low, essentially your Thaco is bad, and you should feel bad. What is Thaco anyway? You're probably wondering, well, Thaco is 2-hit armor class 0, and I don't know how it actually works, but that's what it means. And essentially, 70 experience, 11 GP, not bad. And essentially, it's how good of a dice roll do you need to make to actually hit the enemy. So the lower your Thaco, the lower the roll has to be in order to actually hit them. So if your Thaco is 15, you have to throw 15 or better dice roll to actually hit somebody. Oh my, I forgot. Good old-fashioned memorize your goddamn spells. We only got level 1. We have a single level 1 spell. Read magic and detect magic. Great. This ain't much. And we got 3 cleric spells. And the reason why it's important to bring clerics, especially 2, is because Cure Light Wounds is pretty much the only way you're gonna have to heal yourself. So having lots of Cure Light Wounds is gonna be super important. You want to memorize. Now let's hope we don't get attacked. We didn't get attacked. Excellent. Frina can start casting Cure Light Wounds on people. Get our health totals back up. The only other way to heal, besides spamming healing spells, is to rest, but it requires 24 hours. Actual 24 hours. You see the little timer above everybody's name? That's the time, and that has to pass 24 hours before you can heal a single health point. It's not that great. When you think about it, I'm basically doing hard mode. Cause, hey man, my health totals are actually really low. Normally you'd have a fighter who'd have like at least 14 health running around. Now, I remember where most of the doors are here. No, it's right here. There you go. Uh-oh, you are surprised by some kobolds! Do I have to be surprised? Come on. Oh, this is our chance. I can cast sleep! It's a good thing I remembered to memorize some spells. Now, it's also important to have some magic users in your party, because if an enemy is slept or paralyzed or anything like that, whap! You can kill enemies in a single blow. Of course, then you gotta rest and cast all your stuff again, which is really annoying. But it's better than dying. You know what I'm saying? So now, we gotta encamp again. Oops, don't want to remove anybody. Spell, memorize, rank +1. He did his duty. He did a good job putting those kobolds to sleep. That is essentially what wizards are for in this game, is massive amounts of crowd control. Because these guys will kick your ass if you are not careful, especially early on in the game. Okay, and we go down here. And then we scroll over here. And then we go down here. And, oh, what's this? You enter an elegantly paneled room. A small man is sitting at a table. Well, what are you here for? What do you do? Well, let's talk. Pick the speaker. That doesn't matter too much, so Fromrath will talk. It will be nice. I do have a task for you. I had a potion commissioned, but I can't get away now. I'll pay you to get it. What do you do? Well, sure, I love being paid. The shop is southeast from here. Give my name, Olo, and then bring the potion here. I'll make it worth your time. You leave the room. So now I have, basically, a mini quest. A side quest. I gotta figure out, you see some dirty goblins. What do? Attack! We don't like no goblins. Goblins bad. Let's move up close. And then, let's see, this is why it's nice to have fighter magic user thieves. Because, hey, he's my frontline fighter, and he can put people to sleep. Awkward. So now, these guys are just sitting ducks, waiting for me to mash their faces in. This is why you gotta be careful when you're setting up your magic system in your games. If you're not careful, you can just get completely carried away and have magic be completely overpowered and no reason why everyone wouldn't be packing tons of magic. Now Frank +1 has a longbow, so he can just shoot from over here. Shoot. Easy. Now that was a lot easier in my first battle, because my first battle, I forgot to memorize. I forgot that I had to memorize spells right off the bat. So it actually ended up being a lot more difficult than I really needed to be. I don't remember where the doors are anymore, so now, where am I going? Where am I going? Oh, I have supposed orcs. Well, we want to get in on that. We need all the experience we can get. Now, unfortunately, because this is a Dungeons & Dragons game, that means there is one rather unfortunate fact that we have to face, and that is that killing enemies like this really doesn't get you much experience. It gets you some, don't get me wrong, but it don't get you enough. The majority of your experience is going to come from completing quests. So like that Olo guy asked me to go fetch a potion. Fetching that potion is probably going to get me more experience in one go than trying to grind on mobs for like an hour. It's an hour worth of experience right off the bat. So really what we should do is focus on completing that quest for Olo, since at this point we're probably still way too weak to actually complete the quest. Now you see, this goblin, noticing that, hey, he's actually all alone, is trying to retreat. And you'll know one of my characters actually attacked him as he tried to move away. That's referred to as an attack of opportunity, and is a Dungeons & Dragons thing. If you're in Dungeons & Dragons and your character's in combat, and you try to move away, or he tries to move away, well, enemies or allies, depending on the situation, will actually get free attacks. So we want to try to kill this guy before he gets away. Could probably hit him with a sleep spell, immobilize him, and then kill him. But hey, I don't want to rest too much. Every time I rest, I run the risk of being ambushed since I'm out in the wild, essentially. Which would be really, really bad. Luckily, most of my characters are elves, and thus have really high dexterity, and thus have really high movement. And the orc goes down. He couldn't run away, what a pansy. 70 experience for that. I gotta check my map, where was I? Alright, going up. And probably this way? Yeah, this way, and then we'll go down here, go there. Okay. Now I gotta do this in memory. This is the entrance to the Rope Guild. It was abandoned long ago. Should probably save. Yeah, let's save. So in camp, save. Did you save a game? Do you want to continue? Yes. And then we'll have... Ooh, yeah, he had the spell cast, so we'll memorize that. So we're going into a dangerous area.